Class action lawsuit against Citadel Securities and Virtu Financial for alleged market manipulation. Now, this isn't to compare CEOs, but this was pretty badass. From Roger James Hamilton, the CEO of Genius Group, GNS, ticker symbol GNS, which ran 600% in a single day before. We just saw it get a crazy blip after hours after they filed a class action lawsuit against Citadel as well as Virtu. And it's not only that, they're coming after brokers as well. We're going to talk about this, but we're also going to talk about GameStop and AMC. Watch until the end of the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn post notifications on. Without further ado, guys, before we get into that, I want to talk about ticker symbol BGL. It's trading at $5.26 with a market cap of under $200 million. They recently had some news. Some of that news was raising or securing $140 million to restart a very important mining project, which could bring catalysts in the near term. And that's exactly why I'm bringing it up on your radar. As always, do your own due diligence on everything provided on this channel. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice. This is a sponsored segment. But Blue Gold, ticker symbol BGL, we have all seen gold prices absolutely skyrocketing, but this company is doing something absolutely unique that I don't believe there is another company doing. Blue Gold's mission is to unlock gold's true potential as a borderless payment medium, introducing a gold-backed currency. The company is building a seamless value chain which will include mining gold, vaulting and verifying it in state-of-the-art facilities, and tokenizing it into an on-blockchain based digital currency. In parallel, the company is developing a digital payment platform to enable token holders to spend their gold to buy goods and services globally, which I think is very, very unique, especially it's all about timing. I mean, think about what gold is doing, but think about crypto, the adoption that is happening as well. Now, this company announced their $140 million institutional funding to restart important mining operations. Who would fund them? Well, anyone optimistic about digitally tokenizing gold, because there are other mining companies out there with mining projects and companies that are in active mines trying to get gold, but why secure a ton of funding? Because they have a very unique roadmap. The company's vision is to mine gold, vault it, verify it, tokenize it into a digital gold-backed currency. They've also signed a purchase agreement to acquire up to 90% of the Mampon gold and copper mining lease, strengthening their asset base. So a couple of new, pretty good catalysts, and the stock is trading at a very, very cheap premium in my opinion. Again, there's always risk involved in these highly speculative plays, but if it gets picked up, it's going to move very, very, very quickly since the float is very, very small. Okay, very, very small. We saw something similar happened actually earlier this year in June of this year when there wasn't much volume on the stock. In a single day, I believe we saw 1,000% gain, and then over that week, almost a 2,000% gain. Okay, so something like this could very much so happen, especially if they have a good catalyst. Let me know if you are putting this one in your portfolio or taking a little bit of a nibble at it for the possible upcoming catalysts, or what it has its trajectory on, which is a gold-backed digital currency. Let's move on to the class action lawsuit, but that is a very, very interesting business model that I have never seen before. Genius Group filed federal securities class action lawsuit against Citadel Securities and Virtu Financial for alleged market manipulation. I think this is pretty badass because in the time we've seen AMC as well as GameStop, I'm not shitting on the CEOs. I hold these plays, we all know what they do for us, kinda. We also know what they do against us, kinda. I'm not leaning one way or the other, so please take that very clearly. But the fact that we haven't seen something like this from our other CEOs is kind of sad. I know, well, lottery sucks, they got this and that going on and they can't because of this or that, and it's actually more beneficial because of this or that. In reality, I think it shows extreme strength, especially seeing that Roger James Hamilton, the CEO of GNS, a long time ago, we covered it. He came out and said, listen, you don't want to go against these short sellers. You don't want to go against these big players because it gets dangerous. And he knows it's going to get dangerous. And yet, over time, they've accumulated the fight against these major big players that are too big to fail, these bastards, and they're coming after them. So I might honestly have to buy into just the movement. And I recently said, don't marry a company, don't marry a stock, talking about BYND because he was trying to lure retail investors in. But the fact that the main two market makers that have been causing major issues in our plays, as well as GNS coming after brokers, is just like, why haven't our CEOs done that? It's kind of aggravating. public company to send demand letters to Robinhood, Fidelity, and other brokers over market manipulation. Genius Group is to issue demand letters to brokers that disabled the company's buy button, calls the action market manipulation as selling remained allowed on GNS. Why didn't we see this with AMC or GameStop? I mean, this company is under the radar, and yet they're doing everything they can to fight against this corruption, which I love. As the market opens on Monday, we will be at $1.31. Well, we have seen that pre-market. So we had this huge jump. Will it go higher? That's going to be interesting, to say the least. I think if it does go higher, I would watch for a rejection around 160. But depending on what this case leads to and how much retail picks this up, if Reddit picks it up, this thing, we've seen it move 620% in a day, and it's definitely on the radar after it has been moving higher and accumulating right below on the daily the 200 moving average. So we'll keep that one on the radar. As far as AMC goes, we have December 10th shareholder meeting. I want to look at this from a very basic perspective. There's a couple of negative things that are happening, which is we have the December 10th shareholder meeting to discuss further dilution in the company's shares. Dilution's never good for a company. Diluting the float means less value to shareholders. Bitcoin has been falling off a cliff. That is the main negative catalyst for GameStop because GameStop has bought Bitcoin. Given GameStop can buy basically its entire float at the price we're trading at now, I think we will have a squeeze very soon because of that. On the flip side, a couple of bullish things. November 17th, there's a lot of tin for tomorrow, being the air date from when Roaring Kitty posted about the dog from Futurama, and then also when he joined X, I believe was on November 17th. And then on another bullish note, Bitcoin formed a death cross, which marked the last three total bottoms, the local bottoms on Bitcoin, indicating that we are going to move higher. However, a couple of risks to watch out for, and this could be a bullish or bearish, so this is right in the middle, is the Fed meeting with the banks. The Fed's meeting with the banks over liquidity issues that we talked about yesterday is very important because that is going to either say, hey, we're going to pump liquidity, which is still kind of bad, but that's long for another video, but it's going to make asset prices go higher. Or it's saying, listen, the banks are saying, hey, we're in trouble, shit's going to go down bad, and we got to sell assets, but we just want to warn the Fed to prep the market for it. Now, big money has been kind of front-running something. I don't know if this is the something, but things have been selling off along with Bitcoin. Bitcoin also is not holding the 55 or the 50-week moving average on the weekly time frame, which is very dangerous. Yesterday, I said that Sunday night at midnight, we have to close back above 99K. We are at 94K and we have 9 hours to go. So some bullish news has to come out, or some liquidation has to come out. Some short wants to close their position, something, right? Something to push us back above, to close the weekly candle above 99K, or right now kind of 100K or 101. The floor is raising on this, right, on the 50 week. We also saw an increase in volume on these sell candles, which is not great as well. Same thing with the market, the overall market. So bearish trend so far. We are in, you play the trend is your friend temporarily. We are in a bearish trend. Bearish for Bitcoin, bad for GameStop, but good for GameStop. Why is it good for GameStop? Well, as soon as things bottom out, or as soon as we get an announcement that GameStop has bought more Bitcoin and or assets, which we have December 3rd earnings, which is right around the corner, then I believe we are going to skyrocket. Now, why is that going to be the case? Well, if they purchase a X amount, it will have to be announced on their earnings and or filing prior to the deadline, right? So we have earnings very soon. We also heard Ryan Cohen very specifically state distressed assets, looking for opportunities, not if they happen, but when they provide themselves, which I believe, are possibly seeing an opportunity. I think a lot of crypto gurus are going to be interested in these prices at 94K for Bitcoin. Also, I really, the main thing is we want to know what the Fed's going to do. We want to know what the situation is with the banks. We want to watch the repo market. We want to watch the stock market. What institutions are telling us right now is that it is risk off. Okay, risk off. AMC sold off and is crashing down. I'm not going to try to give you cycle patterns, but we knew a new low was coming. We knew that was happening. I called out for it a while ago. When we were above 260, 280, I said AMC's heading towards 230 to 215. We came down to 230. We actually came down to 226, maybe even lower if I bring in a closer time frame. Yeah, 226, right? So I'm not going to try to predict anything in today's video. Just want to give you the trend as to what's happening. We are in a bear trend with extreme opportunities coming into December as well as the new year. So very excited, very hyped for that. Key events this week, just to go over. FOMC member Waller speaking Monday, but it's not just him. We have member Williams, Chair Jefferson also speaking Monday. And then Tuesday, member Barr. And then Wednesday, we have Williams. And then we have Thursday, Hamak, Cook, as well as Goolsby and Paulson. Then Friday, we have Williams, Barr, Jefferson, Logan. And key events are Home Depot earnings Tuesday with plenty of other earnings for the week. I don't know why Home Depot is highlighted, but FOMC minutes Wednesday, very crucial, along with NVIDIA earnings Wednesday. The dead center of the week is going to be the scariest part of the week. Walmart earnings Thursday, U.S. jobs report Thursday, services manufacturing PMI Friday. And that is it. I'll leave you with a little bit of a cliffhanger and a little bit to think about. Let me know what you think about BGL in the comments down below. I'm excited to start the week. And if you're not in the Discord server to come talk with me and the most amazing people, I urge you to get in there. It's the top link in the description of the video. That'll take you right here where you can sign up for my Discord server and hop in. I promise you, I believe it's the best server. Best vibes, best people, no bad questions. Whether you just began trading or you are an advanced trader, this is the place to go. We have tons of AI alerts in there as well. And we have been killing it recently, as well as adding some new important channels. I couldn't list everything that we have here because it limited me to it, but we have a lot more AI alerts in there that are very, very beneficial and will keep you up to date with what is going on with the market, so you don't have to continuously check your phone and check a bunch of different apps, things like that. But that is it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. Love you all. God bless. Lottery Stocks out.